way between golf holes. I look at the townhomes in there, and to me, it's out of place from Kings Trail in the areas down there. I'm also going to have another problem with the similar problem with Site 15 across the street, but that's later on. Richard, what do you think about this site?
Well, I guess I'm a little concerned about, well, two things. First off, I love the idea of the chip and putt or par three, whatever you want to call it. Is there going to be some, it's that 18th fairway, I mean, in terms of its border to that parcel of land, there really isn't much to prevent interaction between someone that's playing the 18th hole on Maples and the people that are pitching and putting. I mean, what kind of barrier are you going to provide? Or...
Well, I mean, it's really honestly, it's no different than any golf hole to golf hole. You know,
Yeah, no, it's a little different. I mean, I play that hole a lot, and that's a totally uncovered area. Usually between holes, there are some tree barriers that can prevent.
I think the design of that is going to be a design feature.
And like I said, we don't have
something
laid
that doesn't
out.
work.
There will be trees planted in that area, things of that nature, as you develop any golf course. But yeah, is it fairway to fairway? Absolutely. I mean, that is what it is. It's a golf course to golf course feature.
Yeah, well, my concern is, I mean, the purpose of a chip and putt is to encourage younger golfers who can play on a scale that's appropriate to their age. I mean, in the area where I used to live, the pitch and putt was constantly being played by 12, junior high
And I would
school.
say that we encourage that side, but we are also looking towards the Pinehurst model, which is the Cradle, which is a much more high-end feature and asset for a development. Which is what, and I understand. I played a par 3 golf course when I was a kid religiously.
Yeah.
And but that obviously with the nature of Sea Trail and the type of development style we're looking at, it's more along that higher end maintained.
Yeah, I love the idea. I'm just concerned that you may be trying to squeeze in a little too much into that plot of land. And again, I'm not a designer, so.
Well, I think the burden's on them to do that.
And that's our plan. This hasn't been
We're
officially
approving an
laid
intent
out.
and a use.
Yeah.
It's up to them to decide how it's going to be oriented. And I noticed specifically the new cart path that will be added along the northwestern side of that area,
And in terms,
which is the access to the pitch
Sorry.
and putt area.
and
Go ahead, Richard.
in terms of the townhomes, what are the rear lots going to look like? Because they're going to be butting up against
Do you have a GIS picture of
that fairway.
Maples 11?
Yeah, Maples 11. What is that going to look like? Are they going to be fenced? Because they're pretty tight up against that par 3.
They are. And I don't know that y'all have the benefit of these GIS pictures right now, but there is an existing
Yes, we do.
there's an existing tree buffer that runs along there, and the idea would be to preserve the separation between that little
The par 3.
run right there and the back of the townhomes. And that's one thing that's actually
But the tee boxes have to be moved, like
and
should be moved.
Well, when you look at the GIS, the teeing off on the 11th, the biggest danger hitting it left is going to be closer to the green, and there is more buffer in there. I'm being the devil's advocate here because I'm not for this at all, but the tree buffer is a lot denser and deeper off of this lot line as you get closer to that green.
Yeah, and if you look, you see we left tree buffers at the tee boxes, and obviously the golf hole, as you see in Sea Trail, the tee boxes need to shift a little bit
Well,
to get onto the golf
you own
course.
the golf courses, you can do that.
Right. Well, I mean, the golf course needs to get their tee box on the golf course property regardless, but
So presently, that tee box is not on the golf course.
It's on the golf course. It's just
No,
It's barely.
The tee box is on Sunrise Corporation property, not on the China Way
Most of
property.
the cart path is on,
Also, yeah,
Is
that
on
problem's
your
all over
I know, that's everywhere.
Sea Trail, where things have to be moved or easements granted, things of that nature.
All right, Jerry, what did you think? You seemed to bless the pitch and
Yeah.
putt.
That, good use of that piece of property there, there's no question. about
What,
that.
for pitch and putt?
Yeah.
For whatever, for any type of whatever they want to come up with. Again, it's one of those tree issues that I have. That there's a lot of trees in that section.
The
I
whole
think
strip.
it just takes away from the golf experience.
And the residential experience. I mean, driving down that road and seeing that cluster of trees off to the left as you drive down Kings Trail Drive is, one of the signature moments when you live in Sea Trail. And I keep coming back to the fact that, death by 1,000